Welcome back to Tahoe today. It's now 8:05. Time to head back down to Reno and check in with Linda Atkins and Amanda Horn at the Nevada Museum of Art.
Well, good morning, Michelle. Thanks for the introduction here. We are at the Nevada Museum of Art. I have Amanda Horn here, Director of Communications, and this has been an overwhelming morning here this morning, Amanda. Upstairs, we started with the baskets in this exposition, but give us a little overview of this exposition, the only one in the world. Right here we're standing.
That's right. So this is the first and only comprehensive art history of Tahoe, Donner, and the surrounding Sierra region that has ever been done. And it's been almost 5 years in the making. We have more than 400 artworks by more than 175 artists represented on 2 floors, 15,000 square feet of gallery space. And yes, and as you mentioned, we've been in the basket. So we started with the earliest people at the lake, the Washoe people, and we saw baskets as a way of life and the transformation from a utilitarian craft to a fine art form. And then we saw the golden age of landscape painting and early explorers and mapping.
1800s.
Yes,
it's amazing that those
right.
paintings were done then.
Yes, incredible paintings that really show God's handiwork in nature. And then we have, of course, upstairs, we also have a whole section on timber, which ties in with, mining and the resources that were needed. And now here we are on the second floor in the beginning of the rise of the resort culture.
Right, yes. And I'm looking behind us, and this photographer here, oh my gosh, that's the Art Deco age. We collect Art Deco
Nice.
paraphernalia and things, and this is amazing.
Yeah, so who you're referring to is Anne Brigman, which is a fantastic example of one of the early fine photographers that was making their way to Tahoe. We see that the railroad and the automobile made accessibility much easier to get to the lake, and so artists like Anne Brigman I just love her because she was so progressive, and she was in Berkeley, and she's making these very evocative portraits in the wilderness in 1903, 1906. She would go out with a backpack into desolation wilderness and have a copy of Leaves of Grass and just commune with nature. And that is really what started happening once people could experience the majesty of the lake and of the surrounding wilderness. Then they were inspired to make art about it. And that's what you start to see here. We have many San Francisco-based artists and nationally recognized photographers like Ansel Adams who were coming here and making work. And you start to see that as we go through each of these second floor galleries.
Yeah, this is amazing. And we can't wait to share more with you coming up in the next half hour. But next, I think we're going to see that Frank Lloyd Wright. We're going to be up there. I'm going to give you a little teaser there. That is amazing. Give us a teaser.
Yes, so Frank Lloyd Wright designed something for a particular bay at the lake that was never realized. So we'll talk more about that in the next segment.
In the next segment, we're coming up with that, and you can't miss it. So stay tuned in the next half hour. Back to you, Michelle, in the South Shore studio.
Thank you, Linda. And if you can't get down there to check out this exhibit, the Tahoe of Visual Art, there is a coffee table book that they're selling in the museum store. You could probably also call them and have it shipped to you, but it's going to have all of the artwork that they're displaying down there, including some of those maps, which is, I think, some of the really interesting stuff, the historical mapping, what the lakes looked like over time. So that's something you can pick up if you are interested.